And of course, there was to be a lunch party to mark the new year. A small affair, just family, but Thomas would require all the trimmings. Unthinkable that they would do otherwise. The Turners were big on tradition, and with Nora and Richard visiting from Sydney, neither frippery nor fanfare was to be skipped. Isabel had decided to set up in a different part of the garden this year. Usually they sat beneath the walnut tree on the eastern lawn, but today she'd been drawn to the stretch of grass in the shade of Mr. Wentworth's cedar. She'd walked across it when she was cutting flowers for the table earlier, and been struck by the pretty westward view towards the mountains. Yes, she said to herself, this will do very well. The arrival of the thought, her own decisiveness, had been intoxicating. She told herself it was all part of a New Year's resolution, to approach 1959 with a fresh pair of eyes and expectations. But there was a small internal voice that wondered whether she wasn't rather tormenting her husband just a little with a sudden breach of protocol. Ever since they'd discovered that sepia photograph of Mr. Wentworth and his similarly bearded Victorian friends, arranged in elegant wooden recliners on the eastern lawn, Thomas had been immovable in his conviction that it represented the superior entertaining spot. It was unclear to Isabel exactly when she'd first started taking guilty pleasure in causing that small vertical frown line to appear between her husband's brows. A gust of wind threatened to rip the string of bunting from her hands, and she held tight to the highest rung of the wooden ladder. She had carried the ladder down from the gardening shed herself that morning, quite enjoying the struggle of it. When she first climbed to the top, a childhood memory had come to her, a day trip to Hampstead Heath with her mother and father, where she had scrambled up one of the giant sequoia trees and looked south towards the city of London. "I can see St. Paul's," she called down to her parents when she spotted the familiar dome through the smog. "Don't let go," her father had called back. It wasn't until the moment he said it that Isabel had felt a perverse urge to do just that. The desire had taken her breath away. A clutch of galahs shot from the top of the thickest banksia tree, a panic of pink and grey feathers, and Isabel froze. Someone was there. She'd always had a powerfully developed instinct for danger. "You must have a guilty conscience," Thomas used to say to her back in London when they were new to one another and still entranced. "Nonsense," she said. "I'm just unusually perceptive." Isabel stayed motionless at the top of the ladder and listened. "There now, look," came the stage whisper. "Hurry up and kill it with the stick." "I can't." "You can. You must. You took an oath." But it was only the children, Matilda and John, a relief, Isabel supposed. Nonetheless, she remained quiet, so as not to give herself away. "Just snap its neck and get it over with." That was Evie, her youngest at 9. "I can't." "Oh, John," said Matilda, 14 going on 24. "Give it here. Stop being such a pill." Isabel recognized the game. They'd been playing Snake Hunt on and off for years. It had been inspired by a book initially, an anthology of bush poetry that Nora had sent. Isabel had read aloud, and the children had laughed with a passion.